Please like the video, subscribe my channel. Mind that would not break. Prologue began on a cold morning in a city that had forgotten how to slow down. Cars drowned the streets. Greens drowned attention, and pressure drowned minds. In the center of that noise was a young man named Aiden Hale, who looked like everyone else, until life squeezed him tight enough to show the cracks. Pressure doesn't knock before it enters. It arrives uninvited. It sits heavy. It exposes. And it demands a response. Some freeze. Some collapse. Some learn to control the fire. This is a story about the third kind. Chapter 1. The weight of expectation. Aiden wasn't born with pressure. Pressure was assigned to him. Teachers expected him to excel. Parents expected him to succeed. He expected himself to be perfect. Perfection is a curse disguised as ambition. At 13, he froze during his first math competition. His hands shook. His vision blurred. His breath disappeared. And as he looked at the unfinished equations, his mind whispered, "You're not enough." That whisper grew over the years. It lived in the space between effort and failure, in the silent corners of the mind where doubt builds kingdoms. But pressure is interesting. It doesn't just break boys, it builds stories. Chapter 2. The Trigger. At 26, Aiden landed a high-stakes corporate job. Deadlines tighter than throats. Meetings fiercer than storms. Competitors everywhere. He didn't hate pressure. He feared uncontrolled pressure. On his first major project, the company demanded a pitch that could decide millions. The boardroom was packed, air thick with judgment. He could hear whispers behind paper cups of coffee. If this deal fails, we lose everything for the quarter. That line became a weight on Aiden's chest. Pressure is amplified by consequences, real or imagined. His pulse raced. Sweat crawled. His hands trembled over the remote. 72 slides. Thousands of data points. Dozens of eyes. He clicked the first slide. Silence swallowed the room. His voice cracked. Words collapsed. Sentences malfunctioned. A brilliant mind lost control of its own machine. That night, while staring at the ceiling, Aiden whispered, "Why does my mind betray me when it matters the most?" It wasn't betrayal. It was biology. Chapter 3. The Science of Breaking the Brain. Has two systems. System 1, emotion fast, primitive, impulsive, designed for survival. System 2, logic slow, analytical, rational, designed for control. Under pressure, System 1 hijacks the cockpit. System 2 is shoved into the trunk. Evolution doesn't care about boardrooms. It only cares about predators. This is how the brain confuses deadlines with lions. Aiden began reading about stress responses. Fight, flight, freeze. He recognized himself in the third. Freeze is silent, underestimated, and deeply misunderstood. Freeze isn't fear of failure. Freeze is fear of consequences. Chapter 4. Breath as a weapon. On night, scrolling through his phone, Aiden found a line. You do not rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. No one trains in stillness. No one practices pressure. Aiden began experimenting with breathwork. Not spiritual, tactical. For 2 weeks, he trained a protocol elite soldiers used. Simple, precise. Physical, inhale 2 for seconds, hold 2 seconds, exhale 6 seconds. In the 12th day, something shifted. The freeze response weakened. The voice of doubt softened. System 2 returned. Pressure didn't disappear. Control appeared. Chapter 5. Where doubt hides. Most people think pressure comes from the outside, from bosses, parents, partners, society. But real pressure comes from the inside, from identity. Aiden realized men are not afraid of failing tasks. Men are afraid of filling roles. A son doesn't fear losing money. He fears disappointing his parents. A worker doesn't fear deadlines. He fears looking incompetent. A leader doesn't fear public speaking. He fears being replaced. Pressure is rarely about the present. It's about the future we imagine collapsing. Chapter 6, The Pressure Test During Another Project Review. Aiden faced an intimidating senior executive, stern, unimpressed, with eyes that measured weakness like a predator. Most employees avoided him. Pressure isn't just workload, pressure is exposure. Exposure to judgment. Exposure to failure. Exposure to being seen. Aiden's stomach churned, palms sweating under the fluorescent lights. But something new happened. The breath technique kicked in automatically. The freeze reflex hesitated. Logic found its seat. He answered questions without theatrics, without arrogance, without collapse. The executive nodded once, an acknowledgement far more valuable than applause. Pressure rewards inner victories long before outer victories. One evening, Aiden read a line from Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." He closed the book and whispered, "Then why do outside events control me?" The answer came weeks later, because the mind confuses what is urgent with what is important, and what is loud with what is true. The ancient Stoics understood pressure long before modern psychology. Where psychologists dissect stress, Stoics dissect meaning. Pressure without meaning crushes. Pressure with meaning sharpens. Chapter 16, The Breakdown Growth is not linear. Progress does not care about schedules. Aiden's relapse came unexpectedly. A sudden crisis at work, 2 deadlines, 3 meetings, 1 conflict, 0 sleep. His breath technique cracked. His calm shattered. His thoughts raced in overlapping directions. Pressure is a storm that strips away skill until only instinct remains. He froze again, staring at his laptop screen, cursor blinking. Mocking his paralysis, the whisper returned, "See, you're still the same." Shame has a cruel memory. It catalogs every failure and revisits them at night. But breakdowns are not regressions, they are recalibrations. 60 days later, the second big pitch arrived. Same boardroom, same stakes, same expectations. But Aiden was different. Before entering, he closed his eyes, slowed his breathing, lowered his heart rate and whispered, "Let me see, not let me win, not let me impress, not let me survive. Let me see." Because focus under pressure is visibility, not victory. When he spoke, his voice was controlled. Not perfect, controlled. Slides advanced. Data aligned. Ideas landed. He walked out without shaking. The applause wasn't loud, but it existed. For the first time, pressure did not bury him. It forged him. Chapter 7, The Hidden Rule of Control. A mentor once told him, "Control is not eliminating pressure. Control is staying conscious inside it." This became Aiden's obsession. Not relief, not comfort, but consciousness. Chapter 8, Failure as Fuel. Second pitch did not change his career, but it changed his standard. Humans love comfort because comfort asks nothing, but comfort grows nothing. Under pressure, failure is expensive. Under comfort, failure is slow. Slow failures destroy more lives than fast ones. Chapter 9, The brain under load. Pressure can be understood through load theory. Low load equals boredom. Medium load equals productivity. High load equals panic. Extreme load equals collapse. Most geniuses live in medium-high. Warriors thrive in high. Legends operate between high and collapse. Aiden realized the mind is adaptable, but only when pushed with intention. Chapter 10, The Art of Small Wins. Pressure destroys big tasks, but small tasks survive anything. Aiden broke projects into fragments, not for productivity, For biology, dopamine pays in installments, not jackpots. Each micro-completion reinforced.